Now that I've stopped procrastinating and looking at stupid things that make me laugh for no reason, it is time to get into This Week in Destiny, where we're starting to go into details regarding the up-and-coming event known as the Dawning. Now, if you don't know what it is, think of it as the average... I forgot the word for a moment. Christmas/holidays event, where basically you are baking cookies for everyone throughout the tower and the worlds of Destiny. Now, if you don't know how it works, basically to sum it up, you defeat enemies, complete activities, or defeat certain enemies in certain types of ways, and the like. You'll get ingredients. You mix a certain amount of ingredient, or you mix ingredients with another, make specific cookies. They go to specific characters, and essentially you can turn into whoever you like, or just whoever you need to. That's basically most of the bounties will be turning into cookies and acquiring things. And from that point, eventually it'll get easier, and turning in cookies and all that is a good way to gain access to weaponry and events and variety of other things during this time. Now, during the Dawning, this is a more recent thing, but basically defeat enemies using Dawning weapons and abilities as like will create Snowballs that basically is just a throwable stasis bomb. And like I mentioned in my video prior, there is already confirmed a new Dawning memento, which is an interesting looking one just because there is a snowy area, but then also an icy crystal area. It honestly depends on what weapons can get icy in what areas before it's anything worth it. And then we also have a new Dawning weapon, the first Glaive of an event, the Albedo Wing. Let's see, festive engrams, gift in return, and Dawning Spirit. So if you do the cycle, you'll be able to find these. Let's see, another aggressive Glaive. Beacon rounds on a Glaive. Interesting. Don't know the type, though. Probably Arc or Stasis, as it will happen. And then Dawning weapon perks will allegedly, let's see. Notable perks that will appear: Deconstruct, Attrition Orbs, Cold Steel. That's very nice. Beacon rounds. And Dawning Surprise, the origin trait, which is basically Dawning Gift, powerful targets. I don't think that's anything else. But keep an eye on the Zephyr, the only stasis sword for now, with the Cold Steel trait. Yes, I will say that is one to get. And bonus damage from Deconstruct stacks with the Hockey Breach ornament if you select on Albedo Wing, alongside Dawning Surprise origin trait that appears on all Dawning weapons. So, as well, there is a Dawning Beanie, as well as a Drawstring Baggie, which I guess if you wish to go for it, it's there. Will be in the Bungie store. I'm assuming there's going to be something Destiny-related to do. Then a Dawning Bake-Off, which I'm assuming is people making cookies and variety of desserts. If you want to submit, be sure to include your Bungie ID for the submission to have a chance of earning that emblem. And then launch updates as well. Some changes going into Season of the Wish. The Blind Well, basically, player is to make sure that there is an increased difficulty in new loot for Blind Well. It is not an activity players will have to do every week. They don't need to return to the Blind Well until week 6, so if you're worried about that. One more seasonal challenge tied to the Blind Well later in the season, and one heroic Blind Well completion requirement for the Seal. Ribbon's Lair and the Coil. The goal is to be... the goal was loot to be front and center, especially for players who go for platinum score. And this is only week 1. Reminder that different paths of the coil will be rotating every week. From earlier observations, chart economy is too unforgiving, and the team is looking to improve this. For PvP, a variety of other things, in case you wanted to look into that. The new rocket sidearm archetype should be give more opportunity to counteract barrier champions with the seasonal artifact. Fireteam Finders, there is a known issue that the auto-selector launch screen after summoning your fireteam to orbit isn't respecting existing checkpoints, and next beta will add additional options into Title Builder to help convey the lobby's purpose. Then, vaulting from orbit, we have a fix for a bug allowing players to vault from an activity without the proper UI or full fireteam support. Due to positive reception for this bug, we plan to revert this fix in a January update. Our goal is to allow your full fireteam to be able to pull a vault anywhere, and is an update in the final shape. Orb cooldown changes. We've been monitoring feedback about orb creation cooldowns and have a change point going with our next update, currently targeted for next week. Equivalently, multiple copies of the Armor Mod's Heavy-Handed, Firepower, and Reaper now decreases their orb creation cooldown. Not gonna lie, I feel like they already should have seen that coming. Adding a cooldown on that was generally going to be not good received. Focusing cost changes. We are reducing the focusing cost for ritual vendor weapons in next week's update. All Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard Ops Legacy focusings will cost 3 engrams. Unobtained Nightfall engrams will cost 5. However, I did see something that says once you've obtained them, they'll go back to 3, though. The Fireteam Finder beta is live. There are 2 ways to find it: from the director using the roster tab and using the Fireteam Finder access point on every activity's launch screen. In both cases, you are able to search for a fireteam or create a listing using a series of options to specify the group that you are trying to build. Now, if you've delved into Warlord's Ruin and completed it and done some variety of things, there are a few things that you can earn. So players who complete Warlord's Ruin by June 3rd on 2024 can purchase the sleek Warlord's Ruin reversible vest and pin as a part of Bungie rewards, and those who earn the Wrathbearer title. But that's the title? I'm not gonna lie, that seems lazy, and it also should be for defeating Wrathborn. Although the main perk of the dungeon is named Wrath, so maybe less so. But if you earn the title by June 3rd of 2024 as well, you can also purchase the pin if you so wish to get. And this is the seal pin. This is the other pin they were talking about. Then the player support report. So Vault from Activity Update. With the release is 7.3.0.1. December 5th, we deployed a fix for a bug that allowed players to vault from an activity without the proper UI or for Fireteam support. We are planning on reverting this fix in a January update and allowing players to retain the current level of vault access. Our goal is to allow full vault. Well, that's something they already mentioned. Let's see, facts for the Final Shape delay. For those who missed it regarding the Final Shape pre-order, related pre-order items, the collector's edition, and more, please view our facts. Updated text chat filtering. This was one thing that came around earlier. Basically, some stuff may have reverted for your profanity filter. Some stuff was toggled if you had deny profanity and the like, so if you wish to go around with that, go for it. And also there is an issue with a variety of languages that are not supported. Basically, if people are talking in a language that is not supported, there will be an issue filtering out things in the code of context. They are working on fixing that though. And as well, the system will automatically filter language, but not affect any player accounts. However, while auditing the system performance, Bungie staff may manually act on behavior that violates code of conduct. Basically, if you say something that is a swear word, it's okay. That won't get anyone into problems. But if you use slurs or the like that is likely a demeaning act, probably will be manually reviewed. Known issues. There is a champion present in the Vanguard Ops version of the Silas Battleground Cosmodrome. I'm assuming that's just the random version. Players are unable to gain health from a Devourer while in an active Nova Warp Super. That's a problem, because that makes it very good in PvE. Players are not receiving chest rewards from completing Silas Battleground and the Vanguard Ops playlist. Issue. Players that are on the Polysemi activity step of the seasonal quest cannot launch or join the activity with players that have already completed it. Gambit Legacy Armor Piece costs legendary shards instead of Glimmer. Healing Rifts can stop healing players after an overshield is applied. Some menu items in Fireteam Finder can sometimes appear blank. The exotic quest for Dragon's Breath is not progressing in seasonal activities as expected. The Scorching Wish perk can cause players to deal continuous damage to themselves. Activity checkpoints are not always saved when returned to orbit in Fireteam Finder. Certain triumphs in Warlord's Ruin are giving out incorrect rewards. Players who have completed these triumphs will be granted the appropriate rewards in a future update. So, in this case, the scariest being of solo flawlessing it and not getting the emblem or anything required for it, you will get it later. They just have to check the box on a later date. Tier 4 runs of the Blind Well are granting less progress in the City a Wish built seasonal challenge than lower tiers. I've noticed that. It's really slow. Some Fireteam Finder text is not visible in language other than English, and Gunsmith engrams are not displayed in the engrams tracker. Honestly, at this point, the engrams tracker is pointless as much as it is important keeping record of it. As somebody like me, all of my past season stuff is max engrams, and honestly, unless I wanted to break things down just for Gunsmith rep, I don't go to my vendors anyway, so that's honestly, get rid of the Gunsmith engram, or the engram trackers, not needed. Then when you get into a variety of other things, of course, movie and art of the week, which is a cute little mini small cat ribbon, and from that point, that is the end of the TWID. So, not many, God, I said TWID, that will never break, in case anyone's getting angry by that. But from that note as well, that's pretty much it. Dawning is going to be right around the corner, and it is a nice little festive time of year. It's one of those events that, I mean, honestly, I think every event in Destiny is. But it's really good for weapons, and it's really good for materials. So if you want to spend some time going for it, now is the time. And also, this is the look of the Dawning for this year. Not going to lie, I have pretty much passed on almost every Dawning set in Destiny. I'm liking this one. There is something just about it actually looking like awesome festive armor that is also woolen and arctic without being too obnoxious that I feel like will shader extraordinarily well. Regardless of my personal opinion though, And bear with me, I'm probably going to refer to Ava Levante as Grandma Cookie Bitch, just because that is what one of my friends calls her. But regardless, my name is Matt Scorpion, and thank you for watching.